Give thanks nice unto the Most High Jah, Rastafari. Is I man Emmanuel the Nyabinghi, bringing you another vegan recipe today. So I've got an aubergine and some kale, and I'm going to be making a little fried up curried aubergine and kale served with some couscous. I've got no salad because I'm going to be away for a couple of days, but I'm going to have it with some raw onion. So as usual, I'm going to take you over to the ingredients, go through those, the method, the preparation, and then show you the dish on a dish. Jah Rastafari. So I've got an aubergine and some kale and an onion, part of a big onion in there, some garlic, some soya, some vitalite for the couscous in there, some all-purpose seasoning and some stock cube, which I'll talk about in a second, some curry powder and some black pepper. So just going back to the stock cube and the all-purpose seasoning, recently my sister in Hills has given me some information regarding magic cubes and so-called vegan stock cubes and all-purpose seasoning, that basically I use them to replace salt, but they're very much salt orientated, and the wrong type of salt also, the type of salt that's not good for your blood pressure, So as a Rastaman and Nyabinghi, I don't use salt anyway, but ignorantly I thought all salt was bad for you. But my sister-in has turned me on to the pink salt and also the black salt, which you can get from Polish shops apparently or online. And that salt is actually good for you. So in future, once, because I don't waste anything anyway, I'm just not that type of person. But in future, when I've finished all my stock cubes and all my all-purpose seasoning, I'm going to make my own all-purpose seasoning with the pink salt, and I'll do a video of that just to let you know how that goes. So you're never too old to learn. Jah Rastafari, head creator, and give thanks to my sister in Hills for the knowledge. I'm going to be using coconut oil today and for my next few videos, for a change. Okay, so I've got some coconut oil melting in a pan there, some onions ready, some garlic ready, the aubergine chopped and washed as with the kale. And these onions are going to be my little salad because I haven't got anything raw to eat with it, so I like raw onions. So I've got my aubergine, onions and garlic frying. I'm going to add at least part of a Scotch bonnet anyway. And the last ingredients to be fried will be the kale, because I don't like to fry that too much. I like it chewy and to retain most of its nutrients. So I've put a small red Scotch bonnet in there. Obviously if you're making this for children, omit it if necessary, unless they've been raised like my children to eat fire. So in this dish I've got a cup and a quarter of couscous, about a tablespoonful of vitalite, a couple of pinches of mixed herbs, and about the same of all-purpose seasoning. So obviously when the time comes I'll add hot water to that, mix it all up when I'm serving. After about 5-10 minutes, turn the pieces of aubergine over so they get cooked evenly. I've added the kale on the top. Just a word on kale. Kale is a superfood, exceptionally good for you. You can eat it raw in salads, cook it in curries, everything. It's a really good source of a lot of nutrients. Okay, so I'm adding half a soup spoonful of all-purpose seasoning. a heaped soup spoonful of curry powder. About a fifth of a spoon black pepper. And I've got a vegan stock cube here, which I'm going to crumble and put in there. So then I'm going to add some clean water, i.e. water that's been boiled. Not a lot, but just enough to keep everything from sticking to the pan. I've added about a third of a mug of clean water. I'm just mixing all that up. And that shouldn't take too long to finish up. If it still looks too dry, or the condiments haven't liquefied, then as I'm going to do, just add a little bit more water, but not too much. You don't need a lot. So I've just added a bit more water, just enough to dissolve all the condiments. So I'm just mixing everything in now. Couscous takes about 5 to 8 minutes once you poured boiling water over it. So by the time the couscous is ready, this will be ready. I've turned down the heat on the curry now, and as you can see, I've added 1 1/4 cups of boiling water to the couscous and mixed in the Vitalite and the condiments. So now I'm going to leave that for 5 to 8 minutes and then it'll be ready to eat. I've covered the couscous with a plate just to keep the heat in and to steam it. Over here I'm just going to turn the aubergines over again, and everything should be ready within 5 to 6-7 minutes. Cost of this one: an aubergine, bit of kale, onion, garlic, scotch pepper. The condiments, I'd say probably £4 if that. It will serve 2. Obviously just 1 person couscous, but there's enough in there for 2 people, or if you're a big eater, 1. Vegan food, ITEL food. Excuse me. Food for life, life for food. Ja, Rastafari.